Previously on Balls.
Hey, John.
Hi, who's that, Mornay or Mike?
Yeah, Mike, I'm giving to you now.
Thank
Mornay,
you.
that's Mornay.
Mornay, is that
Mornay?
you?
Yes.
Hi, Darren, how's it going?
Hello, Darren. Well, thank you. Let me just get into a quiet spot here.
Where are you guys? Are you at Forries?
So we just had our celebration of the Laureus 10 years foundation's
Okay.
anniversary, 10-year anniversary at the Sports Science, and we've just saying goodbye to guests and
All right. Cool.
various projects. All the projects in South Africa were represented. We graduated 10 young people through a empowerment program, of the coaches from the youth, and that's why Mike Horn's here with us.
Awesome stuff. Well, we appreciate your time, and congrats on all the great work as well. So, and long may it continue.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to Mike?
Yeah, thanks, Mornay. Appreciate it, man.
Sorry, I will do.
Okay.
Ask him about the Pirates, eh?
You're asking about the cell phone issue first.
Yeah.
Hello, Darren.
Mike, how's it going?
All right, and you?
All right, thanks. Thanks for giving us a bit of time this afternoon. Mornay just said what you were up to there at the 10-year anniversary of the Laureus and all the good stuff that goes happens with it.
It's been an exciting day.
How many of those awards have you won, by the way?
No, I've only won once, in 2001, and then, then I was asked to become an Academy member, and you can't win anyone when you're an Academy member, otherwise they think you're favoritism.
It's like a member of the Academy Awards winning an Oscar. You just can't do that if you're one of the people voting.
No, you can't.
No, Mike, I'm fascinated with the fact that, and it's great that whenever we phone you, we have to phone you via like one of our sporting legends because you don't have a cell phone. I'm struggling to understand that.
Adventurers don't get paid the same wages as professional sport athletes. So, the rugby players and the cricket players, they make the big dosh. Adventurers, we make nothing. We can't own phones, so we have to use theirs.
And last time we spoke to you, we were just about to head into pirate territory, and I think we tried to chat to you while you were up there one of the days, but we just couldn't get hold of you. So you got back from that expedition quite safely. What happened? Did you find some of these guys?
There's a big presence in the Gulf of Aden, especially along the Somalian coast, and with the monsoon actually changing season as well. The oceans become much calmer, and that allows them to come out further away from the coast and basically get close to the boats at higher speeds. They travel at about 25 knots. They're usually about 10 on the skiffs or the rubber ducks, as we say. And these guys actually hit soft targets. So the softer targets would be boats that move at about 10 to 11 knots. The softer targets would be boats that's easily boarded because they've got a low freeboard, and obviously our boat was just ideal for them to take on.
Okay.
But I had to go through a lot of drills, evasion drills, practice drills with the boat and the crew when we got the sails up to be able to use the advantage of the maneuverability of our boat to take them by surprise as well. So, we developed like horseshoe maneuvers and what we call typhoon maneuvers, and then zigzag maneuvers to do evasive actions when they come in and they want to board the boat. And then you've got to make sure that, they don't put an RPG-7 through your hull.
Wow.
Those guys, and they got PKMs, RPG-7s, and AK-47, so they come heavily armed. And the idea is to really make them know that you see them and that you armed as well. You can't go into a gunfight with a knife. You're not going to win.
Exactly. So you actually had this experience on that trip?
Yeah, we've been approached. Basically, what happened was how it works is it's not really known, but the Sri Lankans have a boat offshore, an arsenal where they of weapons, and you can go and they first look at who you are, obviously, and then you can rent weapons and you can rent mercenaries. So the mercenaries come on board the boat and with weapons and obviously their flak jackets and their helmets and everything to be able to fight off pirates.
Yeah.
But as I didn't have the budget to do that, I had to create my own security force. And it's in South Africa we had many years ago the advantage or the disadvantage to do your 2-year military service, and it helped me a lot in preparing my whole trip through Somalia.
Okay. Maybe we must start looking at getting a sponsor, like you can have an MTN on your sale or something, and they can organize your phone as well.
Yeah, no. I'm actually looking at Vodafone, so if anybody's got a loose phone somewhere, there's just
Johnny has
I've got one in my safe.
Hopefully you'll get some signal in the Gulf of Aden, because we certainly can't get any over here in Joburg, so...
Yeah, no, you've got a better chance of having signal in the Gulf of Aden underwater than you have in
Joburg, right outside Vodaworld, yeah. All right, so what's the next expedition now?
I've actually reached Sardinia, and I've come to the end of a 5-year project. So on the 13th of December, I'll sail into Monaco, and that will be the last stop of my 5-year project. So I left Monaco in 2008, and I'm back in 2012, beginning of 2013, and we did 7 circumnavigations of the world. I've been to both poles. We've been to the highest mountains in the world. We've crossed the Amazon jungle. We sailed, up to places where usually boats can't go, because this boat I had was like a 4-wheel drive of the ocean. It couldn't be stopped anywhere, So we sailed through the Northwest Passage. We had polar bears on the boat. We had whales rub, their barnacles and their backs against our boat, and it was just one of the most amazing, eye-opening experiences that I had, where it wasn't all about extreme fight every day to survive, but more of an appreciation of nature. And the more you see, the more you want to conserve, and to be able to take young people and give them that opportunity to conserve the mother that's actually going to feed them in the future. It really was a big reward to me. And after 5 years, it's coming back and not injuring one kid, and just have created a massive network of like-minded people around the world. I think it was quite an accomplishment for me. But now, the Mike Horn wants to come out, and he wants to go back to solo exploration, and he wants to, climb mountains again, and he wants to go out there and go to the South Pole, and maybe start projects underneath the water. And there's so much to do. The only problem is that time. Is the problem.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I didn't realize whales get that horny that they want to rub their barnacles up against your boat.
It's like us. It's like they come quite close, to the boat, especially if the boat's just drifting and the engines are not on. They've got amazing radar system, these whales. And then we did some amazing shark projects along the Durban coast. We kill too many sharks, and we've got to take care of these sharks. We've only got they're killing 100 million sharks a year. We've got another 10 years of sharks, and the sharks are keeping the oceans in balance. And there's a big disbalance today. The more sharks we kill, we're going to run into trouble soon. More jellyfish around than ever before. More crown of thorns starfish dissolving the coral. So all these little things that I've seen in the last 5 years, it might sound a little bit disturbing, but I think that we have a lot of hope in the younger generation.
Yeah, and it's once again, every time we hear about these things, I was reading about the elephants as well, or actually watching something on CNN, once again about how they just basically pillaging Africa again, particularly in Kenya. And they've got to put army in there just to try and say, we've been down this road before, I almost think that we've got to actually go into these parts of Asia and actually nip it in the bud there, because everything seems to be going to one region of the world all the time.
Yeah, these guys are slowly but surely taking over Africa as well, and they're not using the resources in Asia or China itself. I've been in China, and they've got amazing conservation programs. But those conservation programs goes out of the window and out of the door when they come into other countries.
Yeah.
They go out there and they have the money to buy anything. For poorer developing countries, they put out the carrot and people can't say no.
Yeah.
So they're not going to respect nature. They don't do it in a sustainable way. And if you don't do what you do today in a sustainable way, then there will be no future. And it's slowly but surely strangling the mother that, like I said, that actually has to feed us.
Yeah.
We're strangling her and we're still asking her to give us milk.
It's crazy.
Mike, it sounds like your toughest challenge lies ahead of you, though, in Monaco, especially given the current exchange rate and South African passport. It's not easy to travel.
Hold on, Charlene's there.
Yeah, the big problem is when I left, we could travel to Switzerland without a Schengen visa, and to be able to buy still a beer for a decent price if you do the exchange rate into rand. A beer cost something like maybe 20 rand when I left.
Yeah.
Today, a beer in Monaco is going to cost me 120 rand. I can't even go there because I need a visa in my passport now. So things have changed as well. And when you look at the changes, that is just political changes as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wonder what are these guys all about? What is their real mission? Is it to make life easier and progress, or is it to basically go backwards and make life more difficult?
Yeah. Just want to turn our attention quickly before we let you go, Mike. It's always fascinating to chat to you. And that is to the test match that just finished in Adelaide. I couldn't help but think about you a couple of times while watching that heroic, as some people call it, the best draw in test cricket ever. The mental strength that the guys showed. And I wonder, if this is Switzerland paying off now for the guys, and this is the kind of stuff that they adapt to their game from what they experienced when they were with you. And I was thinking, I don't even know if Faf was there with you guys or not.
Yeah, Faf, we had a chance as well during when they were in England to get to speak to the boys again and to get them all motivated, and Faf was there, the whole team was there. But it's like I said, I don't want to take glory for anything. But the team that left Switzerland was a complete different team than the team that arrived there.
Yeah.
And to be able, to share my experience as an explorer, where I just basically told the guys, listen, guys, there's no second chance. You've got one chance. And if you don't use that chance and that opportunity, and it's not your day, you must be able to trust somebody else to pick up that slack.
Yeah.
And the boys understood that, and you've seen how they played in England.
Yeah.
You've seen how they fight. As well. Now, not only not to lose, but they fight because they want to win.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult. It's a big change to make if you fight not to lose or you fight to win. There's two mindsets.
Yeah.
And the guys are definitely in the right mindset today.
Fair.
What I love about the last test was I know what it feels to sit in that changing room. Those guys are pumped.
Yeah.
Those South African, the Proteas are pumped. They know that everything is possible now. And the Australians might just thought, they were a little bit lucky, and we would have beaten them by far. But I think we're going into the next test with a lot of positive, not only motivation, but
momentum as well.
Knowledge and momentum that we can be the best in the world, and we want to show not only to the rest of the world, but we want to show ourselves that it's actually true.
Absolutely. I think a lot of that goes towards what we were speaking to Luke Alfred about a little earlier on today. And, in context of the series itself, people say, we were staving off defeat in that test. But in the context of the series, that will play a major role in us winning the series if we go and win in Perth, was that particular last couple of days in Adelaide was all part of the process of winning the series.
It's vital. It's important. To be the best in the world, you don't have to win the whole time. You have to just constantly keep a good standard, and that's what the guys have done. I don't think they've played bad cricket at all after England. I think they played good cricket, and the longer the team, Gary works with the team, the more the players get to understand the way that Gary wants to install, that freedom in the team, that freedom of performance. And the guys are getting it now. That freedom of performance you can see in the players.
Yeah.
And before, it was too structured. Now that freedom in the performance allows the players to be who they really are. And that's what makes a good team.
Awesome stuff. Mike, as I said, it's always nice chatting to you, always thoroughly interesting. Thanks a lot for some of your time this afternoon, and all the best with the wrap-up of your 5-year target, your 5-year project.
Yeah, no, I'm quite excited, and like I said, Mornay did a great job, and just to be able to see what dynamics the sports personalities of South Africa can bring to the rest of the world. Is great, So I hope the Proteas go out there and they show those Aussies, really what to do with their sheep.
Good place to leave it. Mike, thanks a lot, buddy. All the best, man. If we don't get a chance to talk to you before, have a good and safe Christmas. All right.
Okay, cheers, guys.
Cheers, Mike.
Just remember, the New Year is only a reminder that you've got 1 year less to do what you really want to do.
Absolutely. And we will definitely be touching base with you in the new year again.
Perfect. Okay, guys, we'll catch you later.
Thanks, buddy.
Excellent. You're more than welcome.
Look forward to it. Cheers, man.
Cheers, Mike.
Bye. Bye.
He's one of the nicest, most
inspiring,
interesting people that we've had on the show this year.
Yeah,
Really enjoyed chatting to him. Let's talk to him often next year.
yeah. Darren, he just inspires one. He's got something in him.
He's interesting. Yeah, he's got interesting stuff to say.
This is Balls Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Balls.co.za